When you start your journey towards success, you'll notice something strange. At first, everyone seems friendly. They smile. They say, "I believe in you." But the truth is, most people don't really care about your dream. They care about what they can get from you. That's why you must learn early. No one is truly your friend in business, in success, or in your personal growth journey. People come and go based on what you have to offer, not who you are. And that's okay. That's reality. When you fail, they disappear. When you succeed, they reappear, smiling, pretending they were always by your side. You don't need to hate them. You just need to understand human nature. Success is not about trusting everyone. It's about learning who deserves your trust and who deserves your silence. Let me tell you something I learned the hard way. When you have nothing, people ignore you. When you start improving, they laugh at you. When you finally win, they call you lucky. That's how life tests your patience and your vision. So stop chasing fake friendships. Stop waiting for support. The world doesn't owe you motivation. If you want to build something great, learn to walk alone. When you walk alone, you become stronger. You make your own decisions. You face your own fears. You don't need validation. You don't need someone to clap for you. You learn to clap for yourself. And remember, being careful doesn't mean being negative. It means being wise. It means knowing that kindness doesn't always mean loyalty. It means protecting your time, your ideas, and your peace. People will pretend to be your friend when they need something. They will promise loyalty when it benefits them. But when you need them, they'll vanish like smoke in the wind. So don't build your life depending on others. Build your life depending on yourself. If you want to succeed, do it because it matters to you. If you want to change your life, do it because you believe in it. Not because someone promised to stand with you. They won't. Work in silence. Grow quietly. Let your success make the noise. And when people see what you've become, they'll try to return. They'll say, "I always knew you'd make it." Just smile. Don't explain, because by then your success will speak louder than any friendship ever could. So be kind but not blind. Be humble but not foolish. Be friendly but not trusting too fast. The world is not cruel. It's just honest. And those who understand this truth early become unstoppable. Your journey won't be easy. You'll lose people. You'll be misunderstood. You'll feel lonely. But remember this, loneliness is the price of greatness. And when you reach the top, you'll realize it was all worth it. Most people in life will act like they care about you, but the truth often comes out when you start chasing something bigger. People are friendly when it's convenient, when they see you as useful, or when they think they can benefit from you. But when you truly need support, when you are struggling or building from zero, they disappear. That's the first and hardest lesson every dreamer must learn. People's support is conditional. It depends on what they see in you, not who you are inside. When you have nothing, very few will stand by you. They'll call your ideas impossible, your plans foolish, and your confidence arrogance. They'll smile, but deep down, they doubt you. Then, when you start making small progress, when things slowly begin to work, those same people may suddenly take interest. They'll say things like, "I always knew you could do it," or "I was just waiting to see." What they really mean is that they only believe in results, not effort. Most people don't respect the journey, they only respect success. This doesn't mean everyone around you is fake, but it does mean you have to be wise. You must learn to read intentions. Some people will act close because they want access to your ideas, your energy, or your progress. The moment you stop being useful to them, they move on. That's why you should never depend on people's approval or attention. When you build your dreams based on other people's validation, you hand them control over your emotions. The moment they stop cheering for you, your motivation dies. Real strength begins when you can keep going even when no one is clapping. Understand that in the early stages of your journey, you will often walk alone. The ones who truly care will support you silently. They won't need recognition or rewards. But these people are rare, and their loyalty is proven over time, not words. The rest will come and go, depending on what you can offer them. That's why protecting your focus is more important than collecting friends. You don't need a crowd to win. You just need clarity and consistency. When success finally starts showing up, you'll notice another pattern. The same people who doubted you will suddenly want to connect again. They'll act as if they were always part of your story. Don't get angry. And don't try to prove anything. Just keep moving. Success has its own way of revealing truth. It exposes who was real and who was pretending. So stop expecting loyalty from everyone. Stop looking for approval before taking a step. Be kind, be respectful, but don't depend on anyone's support to define your worth. Build your confidence from your own belief, not from the opinions of others. Because people's support is temporary, but self-belief is permanent. Once you master that, No one can control your direction, not friends, not critics, not even failure itself. Understanding human nature is one of the most valuable lessons you can ever learn. It helps you see the world clearly and protects you from unnecessary pain. Many people expect others to always be loyal, supportive, and honest, but that's not how most of the world works. Human behavior is complex. People are often guided by their needs, fears, and interests, not by fairness or friendship. When you understand this truth, you stop being disappointed by people, and you start becoming stronger and wiser. Human nature is driven by self-interest. Everyone is trying to survive, improve, or protect something in their life, whether it's money, reputation, comfort, or opportunity. That doesn't mean everyone is bad. It just means most people act according to what benefits them. When you start seeing success, people notice your progress and want to be part of it. When you're struggling, few people will offer help because helping you brings them nothing in return. It's not personal. It's human nature. That's why understanding people's behavior without judging it emotionally is important. You have to learn to observe rather than react. When someone leaves you during hard times, don't chase them or hold grudges. When someone suddenly becomes friendly after you've achieved something, don't rush to trust them. Just understand why it's happening. It's part of the cycle of life. The world respects results, not effort. People are attracted to success, not struggle. Once you understand this, you'll stop expecting loyalty from those who are only around when life is easy. Understanding human nature also means understanding yourself. You are not perfect either. You have weaknesses, emotions, and expectations that can cloud your judgment. Sometimes you want people to care the same way you care about them, but that expectation creates disappointment. The moment you let go of that need, you free yourself. You begin to focus your energy on growth instead of frustration. When you know how people think, you make better decisions. You stop sharing your goals with everyone. You learn to keep your progress private until it becomes undeniable. You learn to protect your energy from people who drain it and invest it in those who genuinely add value to your life. This awareness doesn't make you cold-hearted. It makes you smart. Many failures come from trusting the wrong people or misunderstanding their intentions. But once you accept that not everyone is meant to stay, you move forward with peace. You stop expecting honesty from dishonest people and loyalty from those who never understood sacrifice. Instead, you focus on building strength within yourself. In the end, understanding human nature is not about losing faith in people. It's about having realistic expectations. It allows you to deal with others wisely, without hate, without bitterness, but with clear vision. You start seeing things for what they are, not what you wish they were. And that simple shift gives you power, the power to stay calm, stay focused, and stay unshaken in a world full of changing faces. Learning to walk alone is one of the hardest, but most powerful things you can ever do in life. Most people depend on others for comfort, confidence, and validation. They want someone to tell them they're doing the right thing or that their dream makes sense. But true growth starts when you stop waiting for that approval and take full responsibility for your path. Walking alone doesn't mean cutting everyone off. It means understanding that your journey is your own and no one else can walk it for you. In the beginning, walking alone feels uncomfortable. You'll feel uncertain, maybe even scared. You'll question your choices because there's no one there to confirm if you're right. But that silence, that space with no one cheering or guiding you, is where real strength is born. It forces you to listen to yourself, to trust your vision, and to make decisions without relying on other people's opinions. When you walk alone, you learn who you really are. You learn what you can endure, how strong your patience is, and how deep your willpower runs. People often say they want independence, but very few are ready for the loneliness that comes with it. Independence means making sacrifices others won't understand. It means missing out on social circles, being misunderstood, and sometimes being called selfish or strange. But those who walk alone are the ones who find their true purpose because they stop living for acceptance. They live for progress. The road of self-reliance isn't easy, but it's necessary. When you depend too much on people for motivation, you give them control over your direction. If they lose interest or walk away, you lose your drive. But when your motivation comes from within, nothing can stop you. Not distance, not doubt, not silence. You become unstoppable because you've built your foundation on your own belief. There will be times when you doubt yourself. You'll look around and see others surrounded by friends and supporters while you're alone working in the shadows. You might feel like you're missing out. But remember, crowds make noise, loners make history. Every great builder, thinker, and leader spent long periods walking alone, learning, failing, and growing before anyone noticed. Walking alone also teaches you emotional maturity. You stop blaming others for your situation. You stop expecting people to rescue you. You learn to solve problems instead of complaining about them. You stop trying to impress anyone and start trying to improve yourself. That shift changes everything. The truth is, when you can walk alone confidently, you'll never fear losing anyone again. You'll respect people, appreciate them, but you won't depend on them. You'll know that even if everyone walks away, your journey doesn't end. It continues because it was never about them. It was about you, your vision, your growth, your purpose. So embrace walking alone. Use it to build clarity, focus, and discipline. Because once you learn to stand alone, no storm, no rejection, and no betrayal can break you. Being kind but cautious is one of the smartest ways to live. Many people think kindness means saying yes to everyone, trusting easily, or helping without limits, but real kindness comes with wisdom. It means having a good heart without allowing people to take advantage of it. It means caring for others while still protecting your time, energy, and peace. You can be kind and respectful, but you must also know when to draw boundaries. The truth is, not everyone who smiles at you has good intentions. Some people see kindness as weakness. They think a polite person is easy to manipulate. That's why you have to balance your heart with your mind. Be generous but not foolish. Help others, but don't let them use you. Listen to people, but don't believe everything they say. Being cautious doesn't make you cold or unkind. It makes you aware. In life and in work, there will always be people who come close to you for their own reasons. They may want information, support, or opportunities. They'll act friendly as long as it benefits them. When they get what they want, they'll disappear. That's why protecting yourself isn't selfish, it's survival. You can still be kind while keeping your guard up. You can smile and stay respectful without revealing too much of your plans, feelings, or weaknesses. Keenness is powerful when it's guided by intelligence. It builds trust, opens doors, and creates respect. But if you're not cautious, that same kindness can be used against you. Some people will twist your generosity into guilt, making you feel obligated to help even when it hurts you. Others will use your empathy to distract or slow you down. You have to recognize those patterns early and learn to say no when it's needed. A kind heart still needs a strong backbone. Being cautious also means choosing carefully who you keep around. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts or your time. Some people will only bring negativity, gossip, or distraction into your life. Protect your energy from them. Surround yourself with those who motivate you, not those who drain you. Be polite to everyone, but close to only a few. Sometimes people will say, "You've changed," when you start setting boundaries. That's fine. Change is part of growth. Staying cautious doesn't mean you've become rude. It means you've learned. You've learned from being disappointed, from trusting too soon, from being taken for granted. Every experience teaches you how to deal with people more wisely. When you combine kindness with awareness, you become both respected and unshakable. People will notice your warmth, but they'll also sense your strength. They'll know they can't fool you easily. That's the balance you should aim for. Soft heart, sharp mind. So keep being kind, but stay alert. Care for people, but don't let anyone control you. Give when you can, but know when to step back. Because a wise person isn't just kind. Letting success speak for you is one of the most powerful lessons you can learn in life. Too many people waste their energy trying to prove themselves to others, explaining their plans, defending their choices, and responding to criticism. But real power doesn't come from talking. It comes from results. When your actions produce visible success, you won't need to explain anything. People will see your effort, your growth, and your discipline without you saying a word. Silence backed by achievement is louder than any speech. In the beginning, people will doubt you. They'll question your ideas, mock your ambition, and try to discourage you. That's normal. Most people can't see your vision because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you. They'll call your dream unrealistic because it doesn't fit their limited imagination. Don't argue with them. Don't try to make them understand. Just keep working. When your results appear, they'll understand on their own. That's the beauty of success. It shuts down every argument. Talking about your goals too early can also bring unnecessary pressure. When you tell everyone what you're planning to do, you create expectations that can distract you. People will start watching, waiting, and sometimes hoping you fail. That kind of attention can steal your focus. It's better to work quietly, to build your progress in private. The fewer people who know what you're doing, the more peaceful and productive your journey becomes. Letting success speak for you doesn't mean hiding forever. It means showing up when it matters most. It's about earning respect through consistency, not promises. Anyone can talk about working hard, only a few can prove it through results. When your actions align with your words, you earn credibility, and credibility lasts longer than noise. There's also a psychological advantage to staying silent while you build. When people underestimate you, you have the element of surprise. You can move without interference or jealousy. You can make mistakes quietly and learn from them without judgment. By the time others realize how far you've come, it's too late for them to stop you. Your growth will already be visible and your success undeniable. This principle applies to every part of life: career, relationships, and personal goals. Instead of posting every small win or arguing with critics, focus that energy on improving your craft. Let your progress become your reply. Let your consistency become your confidence. Over time, people forget what you said, but they remember what you built. And when success finally arrives, you don't need revenge or validation. You don't need to prove anyone wrong. Your achievements will do that naturally. The same people who doubted you will respect you. The same ones who ignored you will now want to learn from you. But by then, you'll be too focused on your next goal to even notice. So keep your head down, your words few, and your work strong. Stay humble, stay quiet, and let your results speak louder than your explanations. Because silence with success is the most confident sound in the world. Loneliness is often seen as something negative, but when you're chasing greatness, it becomes your greatest teacher. Most people run away from being alone because it feels empty, uncomfortable, and quiet. But that same silence is where focus is born. When you're alone, there are no distractions, no opinions, and no noise from the world telling you what you should or shouldn't do. It's just you and your thoughts, and that's where growth begins. Loneliness isn't a punishment, it's preparation. When you start working on something meaningful, you'll notice people slowly drift away. Some won't understand your vision, others will stop believing in you, and a few will even criticize you for changing. It hurts at first, but it's necessary. The higher you climb, the fewer people will be around. That's not rejection, it's separation. The path to success gets narrower the closer you get to your goal, and not everyone is built to walk it with you. In loneliness, you begin to know yourself deeply. You start asking real questions: what do I want? What kind of person am I becoming? What am I willing to sacrifice? These answers only come when the noise around you fades. You learn to depend on your discipline, not motivation from others. You stop needing someone to remind you to work because your vision becomes your reminder. The solitude that once scared you turns into your strength. Greatness demands focus, and focus demands space. You can't think clearly if you're always surrounded by people or chasing validation. Loneliness gives you that mental space to reflect, plan, and create without interruption. It's in those quiet hours that ideas are born, confidence is built, and character is shaped. Many of the world's most successful people spent long periods alone before anyone believed in them. They used isolation as fuel, not as an excuse. Of course, loneliness isn't always easy. There will be days when you feel tired, unsure, and emotionally drained. You might question why no one understands your journey or why support feels so distant. But that's exactly what the journey of greatness looks like. Every step forward requires sacrifice, and sometimes that sacrifice is company. But remember, this loneliness doesn't mean you're lost. It means you're ahead. Eventually, the results of your patience and hard work will start to show. The same people who left you will notice your growth. They'll see the strength you built in silence and the success that came from your isolation. By then, you'll realize that loneliness wasn't your enemy, it was your training ground. It made you stronger, wiser, and independent. When you learn to be comfortable alone, you become unstoppable. You no longer need constant approval or company to feel complete. You carry peace within you. You trust your path, your choices, and your timing. That's real power. Not having everyone around you, but having yourself under control. So if you ever feel lonely while chasing your dream, don't run from it. Embrace it. Use that quiet time to build, learn, and become the person your future needs. Loneliness is not the end of your journey. It's the beginning of greatness.